What is up, everybody? My name is Michael, and welcome to Chicago, the first very episode of this call-in show called Chicago Bears Wednesday Call-ins regarding um the question is will Justin Fields have a breakout year? But before we get into that topic, I want to address how these call-in shows are going to work because this is the first time I'm ever doing this. I'm going to go on a topic, and once I'm done with the topic, I'll put in the link for others. But if nobody hops in, then I'll end the stream by then after I'm finished with the topic. But if somebody calls in, I will give them five approximately minutes, and we'll just work our way from there. So the question is, will Justin Fields have a breakout season? It is very possible that Justin Fields has a breakout season. Now, normally, the reason why I'm discussing this is because originally, if you have heard an ESPN analyst predicted Justin Fields to lead the league in interceptions. And what I think about that, it's not very going to be true because when you have Justin Fields is not the quarterback to throw a ton of picks over quarterbacks like Jameis Winston, uh, who else? Baker Mayfield, maybe Jacoby Brissett throws a lot of interception. Trevor Lawrence led the league in interceptions last year or so, and they are predicting Justin Fields to lead the league in interceptions. Now, Luke Gesicki's offense is going to be very different. It's like the Kyle Shanahan offense a little bit. So I think Justin Fields it has the potential to have a breakout year, but it's going to be very difficult for Justin Fields to do that in the current position he is in because besides Darnell Mooney, we have N'Keal Harry whose career was basically a waste when he got drafted to New England. We have Byron Pringle, who was the fourth Chiefs' best receiver. We got Velas Jones Jr., who we drafted in the third round. Then we got Dante Pettis, who we just signed in free agency, and we got Equimity St. Brown. So Justin Fields doesn't have the good support that he has. So it's going to be very difficult for Justin Fields to have a breakout year in this offense. However, it is very possible that we see Justin Fields work in the same system Kyle Shanahan runs his system, the West Coast offense, which I'm very glad Luke Gesicki is running with. We're not going to do a lot of, screen passes with Matt Nagy, or like we had with Matt Nagy. We're going to be doing more of play action design runs and all those bootleg designs. So I'm pretty confident in this offense a little bit. I know it may not be a good offense, but it will take a few games to develop. But Justin Fields, besides the right guard position, which I think the Bears will address in the days of training camp, which the Bears start training camp for next week, will definitely address the right guard position. So I want to give the link to the callers. Like I said, you have 5 minutes per call in. So anybody who wants to hop in, here's the link. I think Justin Fields has potential to have a breakout season. Sorry about that, guys. So if anybody wants to hop in, the link is right there. I think Justin Fields will have the potential to uh break out. It's just the system is really the question. Can't do worse than Nagy. Like I said, you only get 5 minutes in here. Honestly, if it gets stupid. The thing is with Justin Fields is you gotta have to understand, and those people that are saying, "Oh, he's gonna suck because he's from Ohio State," is probably one of the most stupidest arguments I've ever seen in my life. Let's go over to the backstage. No one is backstage, but that's fine. I could do a call-in show by myself. Like this is probably gonna go up to an hour of me talking Bears football. Can you guys see the link? Let me know in the chat if you guys can see the link, but shit. So I think when it comes to Fields, he probably will succeed in this offense. And if he could probably be the best quarterback the Bears have been looking for a very long time, or he can just go down in one of the Bears quarterback histories that don't pan out. We have 3 people watching. Hit that like button. So let's do a little bit of calculation about the since we're kind of slow. Let's go over to the Bears depth chart real quick, and let's see what Justin Fields has to work with. So, all right, first guest on Mr. YTC. Hold on, let me get the timer ready.
All right, we're good.
All right.
What's up?
So, what are you? How confident? Because I know Mr. YTC. All right, talk about the New York Giants fan.
Yeah, I already saw the video title you put. See, you're trying to do the John Jay method.
Well, John Jay doesn't do call-in shows.
No, the way he titles his videos is basically like, "Well, will this happen to this certain person? Who will be the starter for week one?" It's like that questioning in the title. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to create a business here. So, this
Some
will
card
probably
cast.
this will be a regular routine of what I'm doing. So I know you're a Giants fan. You want to see the best in Daniel Jones. I want to see the best in Justin Fields myself. And I'm not going to be delusional because if I was delusional, I would be like, oh, Justin Fields. Because every single Bears fan is already declaring Justin Fields to be an all pro like Brady. And I don't think that's the case. I want Justin Fields to be the best quarterback he can be. I think you want to see that in Daniel Jones.
Difference between both is one has to prove her thing right now. He's playing for a contract. The other is just proving that he's the guy moving forward. That's the difference.
So, how do you see your Giants doing under Brian Duvall? I mean, not Brian. I mean Brian Dable. I call him Duvall for whatever.
In the quote of Davis Webb, we're not going to see shit that was happening in the fucking 1980s. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for what we're hearing, we're gonna run the West Coast offense here in Chicago.
That's cool. I'm like, whatever helps us target deep because we were, I think, behind Jared Goff at like 32nd and 31st in the league, right next to Sam Darnold and Jared Goff in deep ball attempts. He was around that, yeah.
I
We have to
believe
target deep.
I believe that the Giants will probably be looking for a quarterback next offseason, most likely, because they're probably one of the few teams that will be looking
That's
for a
very fine.
quarterback, along with the Seahawks, along with the maybe even the Commanders.
Commies, that's always yeah. Seahawks, yeah, obviously they're gonna tank. I already know they're tanking this year away. They would have been traded for Garoppolo already or gotten Baker Mayfield. They're gonna throw this year
So the
away.
thing what bothers me about the Seahawks is that they're going into the season, and Pete Carroll is was asked this question: do you think you guys are going to be competing this year? And he said yes.
I thought that's gonna be the case. They're gonna tank. I doubt it. They're not rolling into the whole season with Geno Smith and Drew Lock as their two.
I mean, a quarterback is not going to. I mean, a coach is not going to come on the podium and say, "Yeah, we're tanking for
Oh
this
yeah, they're not
quarterback."
gonna say bluntly. Of course, they're just painting up words for the media. Yeah, it's a lot of these coaches lie to the media on purpose so that way they don't get full intel on their plans. Because they do actually send PR teams in the other teams' departments that they're playing in the same week or division to scout on the other oppositions. So yeah, they get info. They do that, so they don't want to leak out any crucial information that'll give them any intel to help get used against them, especially against a divisional rival.
But here's the thing, YTC. I think knowing Daniel Jones, I didn't know who he was when that draft night started. I
I
thought
didn't know who. I mean, fair enough. I didn't know who he was either.
I thought you guys were going to get Josh Allen.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get the pass rusher or Devin White. I actually had him going to Washington actually at 15 instead of them taking Montez Sweat and Dwayne Haskins. God rest his soul, but yeah.
See the thing, what would I think every Giants fan would have had a reaction like, "Oh my God, we drafted Dwayne Haskins and this and that," because Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray were ranked above Daniel Jones in that area. Even Drew Lock,
Yeah,
even
they
Drew.
were. Yeah, because they were put on collegiate number because nobody knew who Duke was. Nobody, only for basketball, but nobody knew Duke as a foundation. Yeah, in football, usually a lot of them are basically future lawyers and accountants playing for scholarships, basically through football to get a free ride to college. That's the most case with a lot of small schools as well. They just play football just to play football. They don't go over to the pros. They just do it just to play for free scholarships to get a free full ride without paying high tuition fees.
I actually could see that happening with I mean all these like quarterbacks like um Justin Fields. Everyone wants to say, "Oh, Justin Fields is gonna suck because he just came for Ohio State." I actually think that's a stupid argument, in my opinion.
I'll have
But
to see more from Fields. I'm content with both him and Trey Lance. So I don't know who's. It's a toss up between both quarterbacks week one when you guys play. I'm being realistically honest because I have yet to see a more full. I mean, obviously Justin Fields has the more resume right now because he has played more games. Yeah, Trey Lance, you're only going off a 2 game sample size, so there's a difference. That's going to be offsetting. It's going to come down to coaching and the team around.
yeah, I could see I could see that. But the thing with Trey Lance is why I feel confident that the Bears are going to win Week 1 is because they're facing a quarterback that only played 2 games and really didn't show anything in those 2 games. So that's why I think the Bears are going to win. But if they had Jimmy Garoppolo, which there was rumors that Adam Schefter just tweeted that Jimmy Garoppolo had seek permission to seek a trade. So I think Trey Lance will be the 49ers
Yeah,
quarterback.
he'll be the starter. Yeah, I think he'll be the starter, and also yeah, the whole thing with the whole situation is obviously both quarterbacks are trying to prove themselves. Week one, it's anyone's ball game. Week one, it all comes down to the team around them performing to their strengths. That's how it goes. Either team could win. I don't expect a lot of points since both teams are well defensively rounded. I expect it to be low scoring.
See, that's why I think I see the Bears winning that, not because I think Justin Fields has the more upper hand. He's been in these situations. He's been in multiple situations where he had to come clutch. 49ers game, he was clutch. Steelers game, he was clutch. Maybe that's the second Packers game. He was clutch the first half until the second half where
What he
we
got hurt?
stopped.
Yeah, he got hurt. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he was throwing good balls against the Ravens, but the problem
But then
was
again, the Ravens were. I mean, yeah, to one side you could say that, but the other side could say that the Ravens' defense were completely decimated with injuries. So there's that. Could have been a different outcome, but regardless, yeah, he got it done.
I feel that when it comes to Trey Lance and Trey Lance, I have to physically see Trey Lance in order to like maybe in preseason he's going to start. Guarantee Trey Lance is going to start preseason. I have to see more for me
Yeah, of
to
course.
take him.
They'll start that,
seriously.
and they'll also start the Mr. Relevant dude. Obviously, yeah. That forgot who it was, but I know they took him in the last final pick of the draft. He'll be starting in preseason as well, playing for a backup spot once Garoppolo's gone.
I mean, what the thing with Garoppolo is like he's not a bad quarterback that people make him out to be. I know what the 49ers say, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, Garoppolo's not a bad quarterback. He's at least an average quality starter. He's like average. He's basically like a Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill type of average starter.
So
He could be a starter for any team in the league, but yeah, he's not he's not the traditional quarterback that we have today that can run like a Kyler Murray, DJ, Lamar, like a mobile quarterback that can Josh Allen that can take off when they need to, and quarterback that can throw a deep mean ball, and the dual threat quarterback that we're seeing now.
So I mean, with Trey Lance, this upcoming, I don't know who their preseason week 1 opponent is. I don't know, but
The Niners.
I know what
I'll look up right now. Hang on.
I know what our preseason opponent is going to be. It's going to be Matt Nagy's return to Chicago.
Yeah, I know. Well, time to ask the Google machine.
All right, let's look at the comments.
Yeah, it's just Carcast.
What up, Carcast?
Brock Purdy. Yeah, he said it. Brock Purdy. Yes, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy. Yeah, I forgot. That's his name. Yeah, that Mr. Irrelevant quarterback they took in the last final pick.
I can't. For Justin Fields, Matt. Oh shit.
No, go ahead.
For Justin Fields, he had a breakout. The thing is, I with Justin Fields is he had to overcome Matt Nagy. Didn't complain about it. He had to deal with being the backup to Dalton. Never complained about it. He didn't bitch. He didn't bitch and moan.
I'll give him that. He didn't cry like Kyler, but yeah.
He had to deal with one of the worst offensive lines in the league. He didn't bitch.
All right, I'm looking at week 1 right now. Hang on. Preseason. Yeah, preseason week 1. All right, week 1, preseason. I'm looking at it now. Hang on, it's loading. I'm on NFL.com. The first game is my Giants against the Patriots on NFL Network, surprisingly, but it'll be local where I'm at. We're the first preseason game after the Hall of Fame game. And then you guys have the KC on that Saturday.
Return of Matt Nagy.
And then after that, the day after, Packers and Green Bay on Friday, August the 12th.
So the 49ers are going to be facing the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to see what Trey Lance could do. And if he does look impressive.
Against Jordan Love and whatever they have.
So, I mean, even if Trey Lance does look good that game, it's against like.
I mean, it's third stringers. Yeah, I can understand. You can take it with a grain of salt, obviously. Yeah. It's third stringers, but you still want to see the things you normally see in what they do in the regular season of them slinging the ball around with per pinpoint accuracy, basically. Yeah, you want to see that.
So the thing with even if Trey Lance has a bad game, I can pretty much guarantee you that the 49ers fans are probably going to say that, getting rid of Jimmy Garoppolo was a mistake, even though Trey Lance only started 2 games and he's very young. So let's say, for example, Trey Lance has a bad game against the Bears. It's like the Tampa Bay game against the Bears. The Tampa Bay's defense was eating, Justin Fields alive from
Oh yeah, that was him. Yeah,
start to finish. So I could.
that O line.
It is very possible that Trey Lance could be eating the dirt that game because because I think I'm not going to deny that Trey Lance is going to look raw, and I think you or many other 49ers fans will agree that Trey Lance is going to look raw in week 1. So I see that pretty much happening the first week of the season. So that's why I'm pretty glad that we played the 49ers week 1. We don't play them like in week 8 where it looks like Trey Lance is the shit. Like Justin Fields after that bad game against the Buccaneers picked up right after the season.
I see week 2. You guys got the I hear you. You guys got the Seahawks again from last year. From last year's game.
They're probably going to be starting Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
Drew Lock, yeah. Well, we got to play against Brandon Allen because we're playing the Bengals, on week 2 preseason. We're playing Brandon Allen.
There's no way they're going to start Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we're playing Brandon Allen, and the other backup. Let me look at the Niners. Hang on. Week 2 preseason. Hang on, I'm scrolling down. All right. Oh, they play the hang on, where is it? Oh yeah, they play the Vikings. Then they play the Vikings. They're going to
play against Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond. Yeah. Kellen Mond, yeah.
And their last and final opponent, I think it's probably the Titans. I could be wrong.
I'm looking it up now. Hang on. No, I see the preseason week 2. Not showing for me. Hang on. Maybe Reaper here. Feeling a whole lot better. I was tested positive for COVID on Saturday, but now I'm negative. Oh, that's good, Reaper. That's good.
All right, that's good, Reaper.
Shout out to you, Reaper, for overcoming COVID. All right, that's good. Oh, I see the it's on the 25th. The Niners take on the Texans. You guys will face the Browns. And then we got the Jets, our Snoopy Bowl. Always New York battle.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the preseason matchup for a living. Both New York teams battling each other.
Yeah, I know. We always play every year. Yeah, we always play every year with the Patriots and we always play against the Patriots and Jets every preseason. It's every year we play those two teams.
Yeah, but what really inspired me to do call-in shows was Rumbo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really influenced me, and so did John. So did John Jay with just the random titles, just to get clicks.
That's cool.
The ESPN literally said that Justin Fields was going to throw the most INTs this year over James.
I don't think so.
Over Baker, maybe Jacoby Brissett, and Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
So
over Mariota, yeah.
So this was his original prediction. I remember seeing it in one.
That's over exaggerating. I don't think
one of the articles. They predicted Justin Fields to have 18 touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
Really?
Yeah, that's what.
Sam Darnold numbers? Damn. No, because I remember Sam Darnold putting those exact numbers in year 2 or 3 with the Jets. He put up those exact same numbers or something similar, yeah. Like, that's overkill. Well, at least 20 plus touchdowns if he plays the full season.
So I can see Justin Fields, and this is a realistic stat line. I predict he will have 24 touchdowns and only maybe 8 and 9 interceptions.
I said 20 passing, 4 rushing. Yeah, it's 24 total. Yeah, 4 rushing, 20 passing. Around probably a 10 to 12 picks. Maybe not too much, but yeah. Probably around there.
I just view him as a young Cam Newton.
As you should, because I'm not going to go there, but yeah.
I
understand.
It's not because he wears number 1. It's because he The way
I
he
will say
plays,
he's a better deep thrower than Jalen Hurts. Wink,
the
wink.
way
If someone's hearing this,
he plays designs is exactly like Cam Newton. It's not because
except
he wears number one. It's because of the way he plays makes him look
I
like.
understand, but for me, physique wise, he's small compared to Cam Newton because Cam Newton's built like a fucking like a fucking truck basically at 6'5" and some 230 pounds. But yeah, I could see it younger, but smaller, but not bigger. Yeah, Cam was big. That man was huge. Yeah, Cam Newton at 6'5"
So
and 230 plus.
since we're on that topic, I got the Bears depth chart right over here. So
All right, you want to announce the starting lineup?
Justin Fields is obviously the quarterback number one.
Backup.
Behind him is Trevor Simeon and Nathan Peterman.
Oh wow, Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, really, I don't think he'll start though.
Yeah, I don't think he'll start. He's basically practice for our defense.
He's a camp body. Yeah, camp body. Don't pick up his replacement in the waiver wire. I know.
So
Waiver wire.
At the running back, we have David Montgomery, Cleo
Obviously.
Herbert. Cleo Herbert is the backup who showed promise last season when Monty went down with an injury and Damian Williams had to deal with COVID issues. Cleo Herbert really stepped it up. This is a very interesting. His 2021 stats: in over 103 attempts, 433 yards, and only 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that's pretty solid. Those are solid numbers for a backup. So he's basically going to be used as a return man and mostly a gadget player.
I thought they were using him a rotation though, so they were wearing Terry Montgomery. Use a 2 different back system. So they rotate him.
The other 2 are rookies, Dyron Evans and Tavon Edler, which was a rookie we drafted in the 6th round.
I hope Felix Jones, obviously.
He's the number 3. So Mooney is the number 1, obviously. I think I think people are honestly sleeping on Mooney. I view him being a not the best receiver in the league, but I will be very disappointed if Darnell Mooney is not talked about in the top 10 conversation this year. I will be disappointed, especially in this new offense that we're running, the Shanahan system.
There's only so much you can do.
And then the number 2 is Brian Pringle, known as the Chiefs' 4th best wide receiver. Let's look at his stats. In 42 receptions, 568 yards, only 5 and a total of 5 touchdowns. So he did I would say he did decent when he was on the Kansas City Chiefs. Even if Mahomes was the reason why he had those numbers, Justin Fields has similar deep arm accuracy as Mahomes did.
I know. I'll say he's better than the Hurt business. But yeah, you're going to make a point.
And obviously the rookies, Velus Jones Jr. And an interesting trade that the Bears made not too long ago, acquiring former Patriots first round receiver
N'Keal Harry. Yep.
So this was his. So looking at his stats, from the 2020, he had 12 total receptions, 184 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Now, granted, N'Keal Harry was probably their bench player. He didn't really get a lot of starting time.
Go on. Explain. I'm all ears. Yeah.
And Cole Kmet. I know
obviously. Yeah.
Ryan Griffin and James Okordi Shazier that we got from the Jaguars, but Cole Kmet is all eyes. I had us taking him in the 2020 NFL draft with the 2nd overall pick. His stats from the last year is 60 receptions, 612 yards, but 0 touchdowns. Cole Kmet showed promise, but there were some games where he was very inconsistent at times. The Cardinals game, the Bears were moving the ball downfield very good, especially being under Andy Dalton. But the problem was when Dalton threw it straight to Cole Kmet, he bobbled it and it went straight into the defender's hands. And
Yeah,
Cole,
I know that feeling too many times.
and yeah, and Cole, and there was this one play against the Lions. Justin Fields escapes from the sack, did a pretty cool move, but the problem was Cole Kmet slipped.
And I'm assuming the defender behind them picked it off or made a play on it.
Actually, no, it never. It was basically an incomplete. But Justin Fields showed his escape agilities from college, threw it deep, but Cole Kmet couldn't capitalize. But the thing is, I think this is a make it or break it year for Cole Kmet. If he doesn't work out this year, then expect us to be looking for a number one tight end. And I want Cole Kmet to succeed. So, and a very all right, and the most important part of the Bears is the offensive line. Tevin Jenkins, who I actually had the Bears took in him if the Bears didn't
Put up no cap.
didn't trade up. So Tevin Jenkins he didn't he came in as the backup to Jason Peters, only came in because Jason Peters got hurt against the Packers. And let's say Tevin Jenkins showed like that Vikings game, for example. I think it was N'Keal Hendricks that laid a dirty hit on Justin Fields, and Tevin Jenkins basically got up to him and smacked him. He's like, "Don't you ever do that to my quarterback ever again." And that's what I like to see in Tevin Jenkins.
Yeah, you always want to see that in your linemen, them standing up for the guy in their center. All linemen do that whenever a quarterback gets hit very in a very dirty way. That's always going to provoke him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate Tevin Jenkins being the starter, and he's going to be a top tier.
It's like a bodyguard for Justin Fields. Yeah, he's like personal bodyguard.
So I like to view this. You remember Seth Rollins' Messiah, and he had the two big dudes around him, the AOP offer.
Yeah, his own entourage, like his own protection.
So I like to view Justin Fields as the Seth Rollins, Tevin Jenkins, and Larry Bourne as the AOP.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cody Whitehair, who was originally a center, but he struggled, but he looked better as a left guard. Lucas Patricks, who we originally picked up, is most likely going to be starting at the right guard position, depending who we sign, because the right guard position, what I'm really going to go into, is some random name, Willie Wright.
Willie Wright, yeah.
So he's there's no information on him. He came from Tulsa. It's his first season on the Bears roster. So I think that they are going to sign somebody to take over the right guard spot. Larry Bourne, as I just mentioned, when he came in, when Jair Ifedi went down with an injury, he showed promise. He held his own against Nick Bosa. He held his own against TJ Watt. And he held his own against I think Calais Campbell was playing that game against the Bears. So pretty much all right. So we have Chris Tanya, who the Bears drafted in the 7th round. He had 10 solo tackles. He was pretty much the nose tackle, and he's going to be the number one, replacing Eddie Goldman, who retired I think yesterday.
Okay.
And the right nose tackle will be Justin Jones. It was originally going to be Larry Obajowie, but he didn't pass his physical, so we signed Justin Jones, who I really want to see what he has. Keep in mind, folks, he started for the Chargers. So in the 21 season, he had a total of 19 solo tackles and 3 sacks. Kind of mediocre, but he's a nose tackle. So he's probably going to be only to stop the run.
Yeah.
And the star, probably the best one in the Bears pass rush, Robert Quinn. So
Yeah.
Robert Quinn, 38 solo tackles, 18.5 sacks, and a total of 4 forced fumbles. And we already know how good Robert Quinn could be, but there was rumors about him not showing up to camp. But like I said before, I'm not too worried about that. But I will address it next week if he doesn't show up.
Uh-huh.
And then right along Quinn is Travis Gibson. You know, I've been saying a lot of stuff about Travis Gibson. So when he had to start when Khalil Mack was out for the season, 23 solo tackles, 7 sacks, and only 5 forced fumbles. So Travis Gibson has very potential to be a great pass rusher alongside Robert Quinn. And even with Travis Gibson aside Quinn, when Mack was out, the Bears were still getting sacks on the quarterbacks, despite which O line they were facing. But the middle spot where they basically have a bunch of randoms like Chris Tanya basically is a bunch of randoms, but I think they're only going to be used to only stop the run.
Mm-hmm. Moving along the roster, yeah, a lot of good tackle depth.
And one of our linebackers, not Roquan, but I'm gonna get to him next. Our first one is Nicholas Merle, who we picked up from the Raiders. He did not start last year, but this is his 2020 stats. 62 solo tackles, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception, which was against the Saints and Drew Brees. So I think Nicholas Merrill, he's very young, but the problem is he's very injury prone. So if I was the Bears, I think I should use him as a depth sign. Only maybe get Alec Ogletree, get him on a cheap deal. And the man, the myth, the legend, Roquan Smith, who has been getting very disrespected by the media. 95 solo tackles, which was 6 in the NFL, 3 sacks and 1 interception, which was returned for a touchdown.
Uh-huh.
They really give Roquan an 89 overall, and they snubbed him out of the Pro Bowl many times.
Uh-huh.
And the CB core, which was full with a bunch of randoms last year. Kyle Full, not Kyle Full. Jalen Johnson had to be thrown into the number 1 spot because the Bears released Kyle Fuller. So Jalen Johnson, 37 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, and only 1 interception, which was his first interception against the Bungles, which was his first career interception. Alongside him is Kyler Gordon. And the third one is Thomas Graham Jr., who rarely showed, who got the starting job when we had a bunch of COVID cases, the Vikings game. And I think it won't be him being the number 3. I think it's going to be Trayvon Young, who's a very good slot receiver. So the CB core has improved this offseason. So, and the strong safety who we encountered, we picked up this year's draft, Jaquan Brisker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think he has potential to not win Defensive Player of the Year, but he has potential of being a top 10 candidate for Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know why didn't say rookie in there, but whatever. Eddie Jackson, who's very on a short leash, because he's regressed ever since 2018, but I still think that it was the Matt Nagy regime. Hopefully in this new system we're running, we're gonna get the old Eddie Jackson back, the Eddie Jackson who kept picking people off and returning it for the end zone. And special teams, that really doesn't matter. Carlos Santos has already proven. Daz Newsome is our punt returner. Kick returner is Brian Pringle. And that's pretty much it for the Bears roster. So the Bears roster may seem like it's horrible, but overall, the Bears receiving core may look like shit, but it's not the worst one in the league.
See what you mean by that, yeah. Just see, you guys. I still feel you guys need a number one receiver. That's all it is.
I think they believe too much in Darnell Mooney.
They need to give him support. It's not Q Henry's not going to be the guy in my opinion, but yeah, unless he proves otherwise. But yeah,
I just think New England didn't fit him well, and just think about for a second. He had Tom Brady because that was Tom Brady's last season. Then he had to overcome washed up Cam Newton and a Mac Jones and Jared Stadium. So I think not trying to defend him, but I understand why he wasn't great. And basically, he was probably their fourth best receiver on the roster. All right. Dang, we're already we making history in this bitch. That's the first episode of Chicago Bears Wednesday call-in shows. I was gonna go on for an hour, but I didn't know I was gonna read that whole entire depth chart. But let's look at the 49ers since they are our week one.
Yeah, your week one opponent. Little recon, yeah.
Trey Lance obviously is the starter. Elijah Mitchell, who is questionable. I don't know why they have a questionable on Elijah Mitchell. Debo Samuel. Oh wait, let me look at this questionable real quick. It doesn't give a report, but I think it's because I think it might be a surgery or it might be a OTA thing that he suffered.
Probably the injuries happen a lot in OTs in the summer, especially with leg injuries because of cramping.
All right, so in the great words of our old person that came on, that's fortunately not hanging out with us anymore. J Mouse, Debo Samuel, and we already know how great he is. He's a great yards after a catch. He can also be used in the running game. And I really didn't expect Debo Samuel to have a breakout year. I was be the number one. I was actually having Ayuk be the number one in San Francisco because I think mostly for me, I picked Brandon Ayuk to be in my fantasy lineup. Then I didn't know Debo was going to have a good year, but I still need to see more of Debo to be convinced that there is no doubt that he's good and he deserves to get paid, but I need to see him to do it consistently, like a Devontae Adams, like a DeAndre Hopkins. Like I need to see him do that. And his rookie year was the show promise. 2020 he got hurt. And this year, he was probably the best receiver in the league, one of the best receivers in the league. But I have to see more of that. I want a receiver to do it consistently.
Of course, you always want to see that.
And let's look at Jawan Jennings because that's according to John Jay, that is CG's guy. So Jawan Jennings, who was drafted from Tennessee, yeah, Jaganoff's not gonna like that. So 24 receptions, 282 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So that's a pretty decent stat, if you ask me.
Mhm.
And George Kittle, who is questionable. Let's see his news. No news. Probably an OTA injury. And I think because I'm gonna say his name, Gavin's gonna appear.
Yeah,
Kyle
here now.
Kyle Juszczyk. So let me view his stats. Since Gavin wants to bring him up.
Kyle Juszczyk. Now he's gonna come in here.
All right, so I'm viewing his stats. I don't know if this is rushing or receiving. So this is his 2021 stats. In 8 attempts, 22 yards and 1 touchdown. It might be rushing. So let me see if I can have. So let's see if yeah, I actually got the receiving touchdowns right here. So in 2021, his receiving was 296 yards and only 1 touchdown receiving. So I mean, I said this in John Jay's stream. I think Kyle Juszczyk is a product of Kyle's system. If he was in a system like the Giants, the Bears, the Titans, he probably would have never been a Pro Bowler. I know just because I say that, Gavin's gonna hop in here and be like, Kyle Juszczyk over Bears players.
Yeah, I already know he's gonna come here saying that. Kyle Juszczyk better than all the Bear players.
And
call us a bunch of medium fries.
Trent Williams questionable, probably another OTA injury. And Colt McKenzie, probably a random. And the center, because who was their other center? Oh yeah, Alex Mack retired, so Jake, some random named Jake, is getting the starting job. Daniel Burkskill and Mike McGedley.
Michael
So
Clinchy, yeah.
yeah, I don't know if he's any good. I might have to check his PFF grade earlier. Oh, I'm surprised D Ford is still on the 49ers roster. 3 solo tackles, 3 sacks, and only 1 forced fumble. Not very of a good stat. And Grant Cohen's father, Javon Kinlaw. So in 2021, he only had 1 solo tackle. So I understand why he gets made fun of by Grant Cohen. But let's see his more recent, his 2020, because that was the only time that Javon Kinlaw was basically, I think he was healthy the whole year. He had 15 solo tackles, 18 assists, 1 interception was returned for a touchdown. I mean, I've yet to see Javon Kinlaw basically do anything. But now, granted, he was hurt, so maybe this is the year that he breaks out. And another Grant Cohen father, Eric Armstead, the guy that Grant Cohen said that, oh, if I wanted to find a clip of you so bad, it would be a 60-second clip. 29 solo tackles, 6 sacks. Not bad numbers. And Nick Bosa, 40 solo tackles, 15 and 5.5 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles. And the other one, Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, Trey Greenlaw, yeah, the linebacker.
Not 10 solo tackles and 1 interception. Not very too good. And the other star, Trent Warner. So this, I would say he probably had a meh season or a pretty average season. 79 solo tackles, 0.5 sacks, and only 1 forced fumble. And their CB core is Tre'Davious Ward, who they picked up in free agency on the Chiefs, known as Jamar Chase's son. 48 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. And their other receiver, Damon Leonard.
Yeah.
A random at number 2. And the number 3 is Carter Holloman.
Holman. Yep. A Holman.
I think when it's going to be coming to the 49ers, I think they're going to be like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good pass rush, but horrible secondary. So their strong safety is George Almond, but I think it's going to be taken over by Tyron Ofunga. Well, let's view George real quick. So this is his 4th season, 45 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, and only 1 interception, and 2 PDs. And CG used to not like this player when he went back in the day. Jimmy Ward, 51 solo tackles, 0 forced fumbles, and only 2 interceptions. So kind of, I would not say mediocre-ish, but and then the rest of the special teams are meh. So, damn, I really read through that fast. We're already like 52 minutes into the show.
52 minutes? Damn, we're clearly an hour.
Yeah, I always want to make these shows like an hour so people can like voice their opinions and. I'm probably gonna do random shows like this, like John Jay.
Yeah, I can see why. Anyways, so I'm looking at this. What the hell? Uber has a walking buddy thing? A walking buddy option? What the hell? The hell? A walking buddy? The hell? This ain't true, is it? Oh my god.
All right. The last 7 minutes, well, technically I would do this at the 50-minute mark. And we usually give questions. All right. A question from CarCast from Mr. YTC. YTC, are you going to any of the Giants preseason games?
I'm going to FanFest. I'm not going to a preseason game, but I will go to FanFest. FanFest tickets come out tomorrow. I'll be waiting on my phone to secure the tickets, or at midnight tonight. I think if they come out at midnight, I'll be securing them. 12 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be securing it. Yeah, if they come out, I'll be checking.
Any questions, comments? Like, cause I love to give free a Q&A. That's good. A Q&A.
Yeah. I'll make my return to baseball on the 23rd, by the way, so yeah. Not tomorrow, but yeah. Tomorrow, yeah, I'll make my return soon.
If you guys want to go follow YTC, his YouTube channel is YTC Production. I will repeat again, his YouTube channel is YTC Production.
Yeah. Usually he comes around, and everybody else that's on the panel usually comes around.
He's a Giants, one of the Giants content creators. He live streams football games. He live streams basketball. He live streams baseball games. And he's gonna be. He originally did the USFL, which was basically popping for him.
It was very successful. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that again next year. Along with the XFL, if I'm able to cram in games, that's more business for me if I'm doing both leagues. Both XFL and USFL is going to bring in numbers to next year. The competition.
Harrison the Bunny literally had the nerves to contact me on Twitter after we traded for N'Keal Harry. You guys have the worst wide receiving core in the league. Your wide receiving core league is worse than us.
Oh, wow. All they have is Drake London. What else do they have?
Yeah, and Calvin Ridley is suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison the Bunny, if you're watching this, let's look at your depth chart since Eddie Goldman retired. Let's look at your guys' receivers real quick.
All they have is Drake London. I don't know who the fuck else is after Drake London.
Ryan Edwards.
I don't know who the fuck that is. All I know is fucking Drake London.
And 3 touchdowns.
London.
And this random called Almendy
Zacchaeus, yeah, that random, yeah, Zacchaeus.
Seriously, Harrison the Bunny, this is the receiving core that's allegedly better than the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna do post game shows just so you can
I can see why.
Also, that's why Jonah gets a lot of views.
Yeah, on the post game. Yeah, for me, I'm still gonna, cause, I'm a network basically when I do football games, and I don't just do my team. I do all the other teams that are prime time and stuff like that.
What up, Lone Wanderer? If you guys don't know, Lone Wanderer.
Oh, Wanderer's here.
He is a Bucks fan.
Just turn on the light of my room. Hang on. Yeah, we got Wanderer here.
How you feeling, Lone Wanderer? I know you came in a little bit late, but
don't worry. I'll probably do a hangout stream after this thing. To be honest, so yeah, it's already.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna pop up here and there, but I'm gonna play some like Fall Guys. Then tomorrow till probably next weekend.
Probably the night. Yeah, after this stream's over, I'll probably go live immediately after, and then afterwards, Friday I'll be back for baseball. Yeah, against the Orioles. That's my next baseball stream, and then the next Monday is against Tuesday's against Mets, and then the final game of the month is the Royals, and then after that SummerSlam to wrap up the month of July. SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm doing SummerSlam on Jaganoff's channel.
Yeah, that's the final stream I have for the month. So you have July, and then August is preseason and some baseball games.
I'm doing great, Lone Wanderer.
I'm already Wanderer too. And also because in August I got a new business partner I'm going to be working with as well, but I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah, that's your old business.
I got an old associate of ours. But yeah. So yeah, I'm going to have that. I'm going to be on his channel helping him out.
All right. We're about to wrap things up here in a couple of seconds before we hit the 1 hour mark. Any questions? Last minute questions?
Yeah, any wrap-up questions you want to say before I start my stream? I'll be live.
I wish I had a million. I wish I had a million 1K. I mean, like 1K subscribers, so I can share your community tab.
Yeah, it would be easy. Hey, listen, if you do live, if you set up the streams ahead of time, I could help you out with your own streams. If you set them up ahead of time on Wednesdays, if I happen to be on YouTube, I'll share it like I do with CG.
What is going on, awesome kid?
Awesome kid, he's about to end this stream soon, so I'm about to go live myself anyways, awesome kid.
on that, once it hits the 1 hour mark, all right, everybody, we have
Yep.
out of here.
Go sub this man up, Michael. Go sub him up.
This has been episode 1 of Chicago Bears Wednesday call-in shows.
And also go like this man's streams. And also, like his stream, and also, like his stream. Go follow him, and don't forget to leave a like before you leave the video. Yeah, doing that.
Yeah, thanks for everybody who joined. Carcast, Reaper, No Cap, Lone Wanderer, Awesome Kid. Thank you all for taking your time out of your day to join the stream, and expect more of this. This has been episode 1 of Chicago Bears Wednesday call-ins.
What you see out?
Off.